What's up, world, and welcome to our show, Cuzzo Convo. We're your hosts, Renaissance Ronnie
and Mo Lovely. We're here to have an open dialogue about all things Black reality TV, highlighting positivity and giving out real life accountability checks.
So grab your seat and whatever you need, because we're about to dig in.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another episode of Cuzzo Convo. I am your host, Mo Lovely.
And I'm Renaissance Ronnie.
It's great to see you all. We know it's been a while. And so, of course, we are here to talk about the infamous LAMH episodes. And, y'all know how Carlos do this whole, to be continued thing. So some things, the shows don't, add up when it comes to the what's important to talk about or what can be talked about, and then you got the whole next week episode that's filled with the drama or filled with, so it's gotta make it make
even
sense.
The latest one, he kind of still stretched it to the end. It was like, okay, get to it, what's going on?
So I would say let's go ahead and let's do a little bit of, we had last week's episode that really nothing too much really happened. One of the surprising things, or that was really interesting, was Miss Van and Mel sitting down together talking about Team Wife, and she was like, "Well, Mama, what did you when you posted that picture of Tisha, what was your thoughts or whatever?" And she was like, "Oh, just trying to help the brand and whatever." It was like, "Well, I appreciate it, Mama, because the sales definitely came rolling on it." This is hilarious. I don't even remember that being Mel's shirt merch. I don't even remember that was so now that I even think more about it, I'm like, oh, she really wore that shirt to be shady. For real.
I was not getting the correlation at first either. I was like, what's the big deal? But now, I put two together. But so Tisha was being shady, Van was being shady back, and then Marsau was being shady too.
Yes. And then Mel profited. So so at the end of the day, the shade came coming down with the money green tree. But anyway, so that was an interesting little conversation they had. But I would say more interesting conversation that was had between two people was Melnika and Martell at the end of the last week's episode, where we have him
He's so stupid. Because first of all, she's married, of course, and she's saying basically he called himself he's saying, I don't think that you or your husband would appreciate a rumor like this going around. And Melnika was like, yeah, we have a business relationship, blah blah blah. But it's too much. It couldn't be Martell just leaving it at that. He had to be because we ain't slept together since high school. And I was like, what? This girl sitting up here saying, I don't like you like that, and we have a business relationship, and then you just couldn't take it. You just had to say y'all ain't slept together since high school. So that girl, she was at a loss for words.
He said they haven't slept together since high school?
Yes, he said that. And she was confused. Why would you even say that?
Oh, because I swear I thought she said, no, I haven't slept with you. I don't want to sleep with you. I never want to.
She did. And then he turned around and said, we haven't slept together since high school. That's why she was at a loss for words, because apparently, I guess she's lying. And then he threw her under the bus.
And well, I thought the only throwing under the bus was when he said, well, aren't you a cheater too? And then she was like, says who or whatever. He said, oh, goddamn, you just as bad as Melody. And I was just like, oh my God. I said, Martell. I said, anything Martell's like, I will never catch this heat alone. That's exactly what his mentality be. He's like, nope, you're not about to sit up here and whatever. Now, respectfully, hearing the story from Melnika when she said, listen, at the end of the day, my girlfriend definitely came up to me and said that she was trying to talk to her. So she's just like, you know, I just bowed out and, you know, I had my mom do it. Now, she did say that, you know, Mel was inaccurate about time frame. She was like, no, it wasn't 2 weeks. It was actually 2 months prior to the wedding, blah, 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 whatever. Whatever it was, 2 weeks,
Apparently,
2
her
months.
mom took over.
Yeah.
Melanie's mom took over and did the planning of the wedding.
Right. So whatever, whether it was 2 weeks or 2 months, it still was inappropriate behavior by a man who was getting married, period. Like, and you know, that's just what that is. Anyway, so so you know, definitely was looking at both of them a little on the funny side, like, all right, so are we not really
It's
sleeping
like
together?
I ain't about to. He was like, I ain't about to let you say I ain't your type now because we definitely slept together in high school.
Yeah, that there's a lot there. I get maybe she gained a little weight or something. Maybe she was more. Maybe she was like a male and Ari type figure back in high school days, and she got a little thicker, like a snicker. So, but anyway, so yeah, whatever that funny business is that was going on, sexual funny business between those two, or whatever, or if it wasn't, but yeah, that was interesting. And then, of course, we are led with the infamous episode that everybody that made the internet go wild a couple of months back with Mel, Miss Wanda, and the guys, Martell, Marsau, and Maurice, the three M&Ms.
Mar, and Mar.
Right, exactly. That's hilarious. So yeah, I will say this before we get into that whole thing. I feel like, and I actually texted this to you after watching that episode, the most disappointing for me was Destiny. And I just think that Destiny needs to just say, hey Carlos, thank you for the opportunity. This is not what I really want. Because literally since everything has happened, and I feel like she's being exposed online, because it's not even so much about her being exposed like on the show. She does do things where like it's like that's not adding up, that's definitely not what was said, or that whatever. But like online, people expose her more and more and more. And so I just feel like she is probably in need of a check. So therefore she's like, oh, I'm gonna stay on here and collect my check. I'm not gonna let nobody, but I'm not gonna give y'all nothing. I'm gonna collect the check and I'm just gonna sit here and look pretty. And that's it. And it's like, well, Destiny, that's not what reality TV is about. So we need more than that, and we definitely need more than the stank attitude that every time somebody is either trying to hold you accountable, or every time somebody is trying to figure out how do we come to you know, a place of peace in this situation so that you're able to move forward or whatever. Huntsville is small, so the thing is that I mean, I feel like definitely the first mess up was definitely messing up with Mel, because she's at this point probably the queen of Huntsville. So you already got that relationship that's probably not going to necessarily be restored, even though Kimmy keeps saying, you don't feel like this can be like restored, and, you know, trying to do her thing. But it's like, I would say probably on Mel's perspective, she might have like a respect for Destiny. And then if Destiny is like, I don't feel like Mel will ever be petty if Destiny is like, listen, I just need an old friend or something like that. Like, I don't see Mel being nasty like that. But what I don't see Mel, like what I gather from her, is that if she feels like she is crossed in any form, then even if she does like kind of let you back in, it's definitely at a distance. Like, so yeah, so that relationship is no longer. And then we have Enter Stormy, where they obviously had a relationship prior to, and then that I'm assuming was more on the business aspect and side of things more than personal. And now she's like, let me just extend the olive branch. I've thought about it and I'm entering your store. And boom, like, hey, whatever. And so, manager was like, no, you can't come to the store. I was like, well, first of all, love, you could have did that a little bit better. I mean, like, just per Destiny's request, like, hi. First of all, she didn't even say, like, I mean, they could have edited, but she didn't say, hi, my name is so-and-so. I'm the manager of MaDonni's beauty supply store, and Destiny saw that you were coming in or whatnot, and she did relay this message for me to relate to you. She could have handled it a little bit better, because Stormy definitely wasn't feeling her when she was like, hey, how y'all doing, and came up to, do y'all need any help with her? She was like, I don't know why she came up to me, she just tried to throw me out. So yeah, so and again, it's not necessarily, I wouldn't necessarily have that much energy with her, but I think that it could have been a little bit more professional. But then you're asking somebody to be professional when Destiny unfortunately doesn't really have those skill sets either. So yeah, she
I
was
just
like,
think
no.
that I really think they should just stick with the power three, the three couples. Well, of course, Martell and Melody aren't a couple anymore, but Martell and Melody, Maurice and Kimmy, and Tisha and Marsau, and then everybody else just be a friend to the show. Like, I don't think Tiffany and Louis should be regular cast members. I don't think Destiny should be a regular cast member. And Stormy never really made it to regular cast member, but I don't think she should be either. But I think they should just stick with the three couples, and then everybody else be like a friend to the show, because
right, that
they don't even really bring anything.
Yes, absolutely. Like I'm not really seeing anything. No, I'm not. Like,
Especially now, it's like, first of all, we didn't even see Destiny this season until like 3 or 4 episodes in, and they've totally cut Stormy down to like, just you see her here and there, and then Tiffany and Louis, they don't even want to be transparent, so it's like, why are they even here?
Stormy keep looking at that daggone camera and breaking that fourth wall. She keep on being like, and everybody were like, don't look at the camera, and she probably like, I can't not look at the camera, y'all. We really recording this? Like, that's what I think that be happening in her head. Which, like, Kimmy struggled with that a little bit in the very beginning of when the show first was. She would kind of glance over at the camera and be like, and like kind of shake her head like, but so like, yeah, Stormy would definitely need to get really acquainted with how reality TV shooting goes, because she definitely be like, what's happening? I don't understand what's going on. What was this? What's that?
So the
Anyway.
camera like, did y'all get that? Because it's not.
Yes. The other thing is I wonder who that lady was when she was like, she doesn't want any drama. And she was like, oh no, there wasn't going to be any drama. Like, I wonder if that was like Stormy's separate producer, or like, I wonder who that was, because the lady was there and we didn't see her in the store. Like, she got
it wasn't a producer?
She was in the car.
Oh.
So yeah,
because they kept kind of breaking the fourth wall in this episode, because even the producer was telling Melanie not to go live while they were filming. They were like,
yes.
They were like, Melody, no.
Mm-hmm. I remember seeing that on her, and I remember seeing that on her live when she was like, yeah, y'all did it, whatever. And then it was like, Melanie, you can't record. She's like, I can't record. And she said, well, y'all, I gotta go. I'll keep y'all updated. I was like, oh my God. But anyway, yeah. So,
The editing, not to cut you, the editing was choppy anyway, because they showed one scene where I could see Contessa and Scott from Married to Medicine in the background, and then the next scene, it was Destiny greeting her like, "Hey, you came! I can't believe you showed up!" And she was walking down the sidewalk into the place, and I was like, the scene before this, she was already in there. I could see her in the background talking to Kimmy.
Yeah.
She was like, you just want the sunshine, didn't you? And I was like, she's been there.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't feel like Destiny, I just don't feel like this is it. And when you have people like, specifically Kimmy, I mean, I'll say this. I feel like with Tisha, I don't know what their relationship really is outside the show. It seemed, I guess, they're friends for real in real life. But when you have,
Destiny and Tisha?
Yes. I feel like when you really have people in your corner that's like, hey, listen, like, this is your event. Like, you have control over whatever. If If these people get out of hand, then, yes, you will do the proper thing of saying, hey, you know what, this is not what I want. Can you excuse yourself, whatever. But I just, I just feel I just feel like even with people that were trying to get through to her that she is cool with, it just was like, it just was a complete wall up. And she just was like, and she's like, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm fine. And they're like, yeah, like
With
Kimmy
Destiny?
said, she was like, yeah, with Destiny. Like Kimmy said, she was like, you're not fine because I'm telling you what I'm reading on your face. Like, you're pretty much lying right now. You're not fine. And she's like, well, you guys are digging. And I'm
I
like,
think her feelings are hurt, Destiny's.
I guess. I mean, I guess her feelings are hurt. Maybe because yes, production didn't tell her that Stormy was coming because she wasn't invited, and then after that, it was entering mail. But it's
Well, I
just
think
like
she sincerely feels like she doesn't know what happened to her and Mill's friendship. I think she sincerely feels like that. And then on top of it, it's like then I guess she felt like no, I'm just assuming, but I think she feels like then Stormy came and her and Stormy were at least okay with each other, and I think she felt like Stormy sided with Mel, and then it just made a downward spiral from there. So I really think that her feelings is hurt, and she just from there just can't seem to get it together. Like because some stuff she says doesn't even make sense, or she just like she'll just sit there and things will be happening around. Like first of all, she was getting on Mel for not speaking when of course they rolled the camera back and Mel did speak, and then
I
she
heard when she actually spoke when she walked in the first time.
she just kind of just sits there and watches Mel, make her way around the store or whatever. And then when Mel's leaving, it was like she had an epiphany and was like,
And the next
don't
time,
come to my store anymore and don't speak. Next time you do that, I'm gonna kick you out like you did Letitia or whatever she said. And
or no,
like,
she said I should kick you out like you did Letitia. And I was like, why would you even bring that up? Like, then if that and that's the and if that was the case, and that was your feelings, then you should have stated, or you should have just came up to me and was like, "Hello, Melody. I noticed that you didn't speak, so that Melody could say, actually, I definitely spoke. I said hi, Destiny. She wanted her to say hi, Destiny, and come up to her. I
she
really
wanted
felt
her
like
to
she was
stop and acknowledge her, like,
yes, and like actually come up to her to be like, hi, Destiny. So that she could see her lips move and say hi, Destiny, and whatever. And it's just like, but she was so like, I think she just zoned out. She went from whatever was going on with Stormy and then Tisha and Kimmy questioning her. And then she sees Mel coming in. And I think she really just zoned out. Like she just was like out of mind, out of mind, out of sight, out of mind, out of body. She just was like,
because she kept running in the back saying, "Where's my dad?" Like it's just she just was. I don't think she just knew what to do.
yeah, I don't know. I just and unfortunately Miss Van is right. As far as she was like, you can get out too and all this stuff. And she was like, honey, you got to get it together if you want your business to be successful. And this is very true. I think the best thing that for Destiny to do at this point, straight up, I think she should have an e-commerce store, because my thing is that you should have took that PPP loan and you should have said, all right, let me revamp business altogether. I get it that she wanted to kind of do the sweets thing, but then, once she got counsel from Tisha and everybody that was like, yeah, this is not probably going to be a good idea because the owner is not willing to sell and all this stuff. She should have just said, well, let me just do this. Let me just take everything out. Let me, whatever, get a storage, take everything out. I'm gonna stop paying rent because she's obviously paying rent, leasing the building or that part of the building. And she should have just turned it into an e-commerce, like MaDonni Online. Girl, hello, MaDonniOnline.com. It's cute, it sounds great. Like, just turn it into an e-commerce at this point, because like, I don't know, for me, just being business savvy, if I see that a brick and mortar, and people have to understand this, yes, it's positive to see whatever, but like, to see her wanting to do this. But I think I remember her stating that there weren't really any beauty supply stores in
Huntsville.
in Huntsville. But then I think the job of what Destiny needed to do was that she needed to do her research, because if we're looking at, if Huntsville is 50 to 70% black, then obviously these women are probably going online, or they're just going to the hair salon from the woman who orders their weave to get the weaves put in. So it's probably not really like, okay, let me grab this or let me grab it never seemed to strike me, like from the very beginning of the first season, none of it never struck me that they were doing their own really anything. I mean, because we were introduced to Mel's hairdresser, even though I did that, I love you, Mel, but child, her hair at the beginning of the first season, I was like, this is a bit much.
It was very.
Yeah, it was country bunking bunk out. It wasn't given like amazing until they got, and maybe Carlos was like, all right, y'all got some money now, let's go ahead and hire some people from my team and bring some folks in, because I don't think we've seen that hairdresser since. But anyway, so yeah, I think that
her little gold bob, honey.
she needed to do some research on, though she wanted to be successful as that Black business owner, beauty supply on store, if she didn't gather up her numbers on who needs this, like, hey, going out and doing guerrilla marketing, hey, would you be interested and would you support this XYZ, da da da, so she can get numbers, so people can say, well, okay, well, first of all, where's it going to be located? Oh, I'm looking at this. Oh, that's too far for me, child. I don't drive. I'm gonna have to. You got to look at all of those things. And Destiny, this is like, girl, this is some free game, like, because obviously I don't think nobody really sat down and talked to you about this. But it's like, come on, girl, like, you can't blame Black people. You have to take accountability. Stop blaming people. You have to take accountability. When you open any business, and even if it's an e-commerce business, if it's online or if it's in a brick and mortar, you got to do the research, and you have to say, okay, this is, I'm willing to do this. But I would have started to get your people, again, I still would have started as e-commerce, and then did guerrilla marketing, passed out my flyers. And then from there, maybe you could have started off and got yourself like a school bus, because I'm just saying, could have got yourself a school bus, could have got yourself a mobile home, could have got yourself something and gutted it out and turned it into like an on the go salon, and being like, hey, I'm gonna be at this spot on this, whatever. Hey, I'm gonna be at you could have been a traveling beauty supply. That's a good idea. But but I'm just saying, like, people, so that's all I'm saying. She's obviously recently did an interview blaming Black people for not supporting her business, and I'm like,
oh really? I didn't see
yes,
that.
yes, she is. And I'm like, no, boo, like, no, you're in Huntsville, Alabama. This ain't Atlanta. Like, if you was like, I'm open, I get it that Huntsville is moving up there. I've heard their real estate numbers are like, is peaking because of this
I heard
show.
Marcel say it too.
Yeah, but
it's like the number one place to move or something.
yeah, but I mean, until that whole transformation happens, you still have more investors and buyers. You're not necessarily having the ideal client that would support your business. So you got to remember that too. It's not about just, oh, people are moving here. People, who is moving? Is it people that are getting their hair, that the products and getting their hair done, or is it like, yeah, I'm moving in as an investor, or I'm buying, or I'm here, whatever, but I got my person that does my hair. I don't really need XYZ. So that's all I'm saying, Destiny. I think you
They
should
must be buying products from somewhere, because if there was no beauty supply store in Huntsville all this time, they had to been getting them from somewhere. And Stormy's successful, and that's what she sells, right? Hair care products.
She does, and I also think she has e-commerce. And isn't Mel have a skincare line? And I think all Mel is e-commerce as well. I don't think that Mel has a brick and mortar.
Yeah, neither her or Stormy, I don't believe, have brick and mortar, unless you can come to like Stormy's warehouse and purchase or something.
Oh, okay, because Stormy did say that she had a shop. She was like, she was like, I came because, my shop is down the road. So she has something. I don't know if it's specifically like, I don't know if it's a hair supply, well, not hair supply, but like a shop that just does stuff with her product. I don't know. I would have to see. But she did say because my shop is down the road or whatever like that. And then again, that's another thing. If Stormy's shop has been there before, and it's, that's what I'm saying, Destiny, I just didn't feel like she can't blame us as a people to say, you know, y'all know y'all not supporting, y'all want, you say you want Black people, whatever, but then I'm sorry to say this, but Black people, where are you supporting? It's like, no, we are.
I mean, just by what I could see of her beauty supply store, it didn't look like it had many products. I mean, you know how you go in beauty supply stores now, and if they're small, then the shelves are very crowded. It looks almost like a junk, like dollar store, because they got so much product in a small
Stuff.
space.
Right.
And if it's a big space, it's expansive, like it has a lot of stuff. Where hers looked like it was, because Google just hears a voice and just answers, and it's like, I'm not even talking to you.
Right.
But the shelves looked a little scarce.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess she was offended about that too with Stormy. Now she was like, if this was, you know, if you want to bear gifts, then why am I the only one that don't have your products in store? And I'm like, skirt, hold on, girl. Like, first of all, obviously y'all are where you are in your relationship. And then again, you are where you are in your business. You are relaunching. And so therefore, if I am a successful brand, I'm saying, what can you promise me? What are the numbers that you can promise me that I can get on weekly, monthly, whatever, quarterly, and whatever? What are you promising me that so that this is a good business move for me and I don't have sitting product? Because people also have to realize, and it seems like Stormy's, I think hers is more on the natural side. You cannot let natural products sit on the shelf. So one of my friends that I used to work for, they turned down like Whole Foods and I think Target as well, because both Whole Foods and Target pretty much they have you to put certain preservatives that can withstand a certain shelf life, which is their products are not, oh, this lasts for a year. It's like about between 6 to 9 months. And then after that, the product devalues, or that because it is a lot of more natural, and it doesn't really have those, it has natural preservatives and not more not non-natural. Yeah, the other stuff in there, then it will spoil. Like, so they can't guarantee, and so they did not want to compromise their product. They were like, no, from the work that we've done, we don't want to switch it up on our customers, because what we're not going to do is you're not going to have us to whatever, which is what just recently happened to Honey Pot, right? Honey Pot had
she had to.
Yeah, she had this like natural whatever, product, and then people were like, whoa, girl, my cooch ooch is itching, and what's happening, and it's burning, and what's going on? Well, unfortunately, she went from that, and then she started adding preservatives, and even though people are like, oh, these preservatives are fine, they're safe, they're whatever, but for some people, especially down in the sensitive area, and you're saying that it's for sensitive, that chemical reaction of whatever that preservative is, it's like, no, that's not what I'm used to. Something's off, and now you have a reaction. So, so that's all I'm saying, Destiny. I just, you gotta do your homework. You gotta understand business on every aspect. And if you don't understand business, then you have to hire someone that understands business in your industry. Maybe she could talk to Katie and stay on the same same network.
Maybe she could talk to Melanika. Don't you know Melanika from high school too? Maybe Melanika could help her a little bit.
I guess, but I just she needs true mentorship. And when you're entering into this industry, you can't just go with a trend.
Okay, from Ready to Love. Who did you say she should talk to?
Kadian.
Yeah, K from Ready to Love. Kadian. She went from K to Katie, and she had several names on it, just like Justice Love, Cosmic Love, and
oh Lord, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, Destiny's. What her store reminded me of, like a Sally's. You know how Sally's, you don't really go in Sally's for stuff, because first of all, it'd be too high, and second of all, they never really have what you want.
No.
So that's what it was given. That's what the aesthetic was given. I don't know what she has in her store, because I've never been in there and I've never looked it up. But yeah, I mean, I felt bad for her. I mean, it just was a lot. But maybe all of that happened, all the drama that happened, will bring publicity to her store. Maybe they'll be like, so this was the place where everything went down at. Let's go over there when we go to Huntsville. Let's make sure we swing by that place where all the drama went down at. So maybe that was good publicity. They say all publicity is good publicity, as long as you're getting publicity. So
yeah, I hope she gets some form of the support. But that interview that she did is recent, so I don't think it did much.
yeah,
I
because
know the
this was
episode
back in
just came
June.
out, but
Yeah, this was back in June.
yeah, but yeah,
So
no, yeah. But I will say, we went back, just going back to Melonika. I will say that I commend her. I don't feel like she was trying to be messy. Because you can sense when people are like, oh no, girl, just I didn't sense messiness when she was like, listen, let her come in, bring the gifts or whatever. We have to stop this. Like this can't, because like I said, Huntsville is small, so you can continue to mess up your potential business, relationships, even if it's at just business. It's just like she's extending the olive branch, girl. Just take it, because again, you just never know who you might need.
Melanie could try and get her a spot on the show. She like, let me just slide on in. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, it looks like on the next episode she's gonna have a conversation with Stormy about why she turned down the gift and all of that mess. So, because I think that's another thing, she's having insecurities about being broke. So, we'll see what happens with that. But the highlight of the show was the mess
Between all the M's and Wanda.
Yeah. It was Melody, even cousin Bernard made his little. First of all, cousin Bernard had amnesia because when she said you said this, and that, and he was like, I did, and it was like, yes, cousin Bernard, because I saw the live that Wanda did, and yes, cousin Bernard, you were all up in it. But I think that Melody. First of all, I don't think there was the time or place.
Correct.
That's what I'll say about Melody. As far as, it's not that I think whether she's wrong or right. I think it wasn't the time or place. That's number one. Number two, just because you already know who Miss Wanda is. It's like Miss Wanda is the show's Mama Joyce or Mama D. Like, you're not going to be able, seriously, once you start it, you're not going to be able to turn it off. So it's like, just wait till you are at somebody's house or somewhere else. Like at this girl's event, it just was not going to be a good look, because you can't turn Miss Wanda down. Whether Miss Wanda was wrong or right, you're not going to be able to turn her down. It's not like you're talking to Miss Van. Like you're talking to an unreasonable person. So it's like, why would you even get it started with her there? That's number one. Number two, I think that, so there were a couple of things at play. First, Melody said some things about, I wouldn't even say about Miss Wanda. She basically said that Tisha's father was in her DMs, which sparked Miss Wanda to get on live with cousin Bernard and start talking her trash. And in talking her trash, so there were two things. This is the way I took it anyway, because I know a lot of people were saying Miss Wanda was talking about male children, and it's not that I'm disputing that fact, but what Miss Wanda was saying was that Martell had did an interview. I believe it was with Dr. Heavenly of Married to Medicine.
Dr. Heavens. I say Dr.
And
Heavens.
basically implied that Melody was a cheater, was cheating on him too. And so from there, Miss Wanda took what Martell was saying about Mel and saying basically, you're saying that Melody was cheating on you too. So do you even know if your youngest baby is your baby? Because on top of it, there's rumors going around that you might not be the baby's father. So that was number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, Miss Wanda so country, her subjects jump all over the place and you can't hardly understand what she's saying. But on top of that, she was implying that Van didn't know whose Mel's father was.
Right.
And which I'm not saying that I don't know what the truth is to that, but I do kind of not. I think they know who Mel's father is. That's not up for question. But I do kind of remember in the earlier seasons where, to me, it was kind of implied that Van was like Melody was a side, like Van was like a side chick to Mel's father and had Mel, like he had a family. That's what it felt like. Like he had a family and then he, got with Van and had Mel. So that's what it was all about. I don't condone talking about anybody's children. I think just children should just be off limits, period.
Absolutely.
Every shape.
And apparently they all came to an agreement that sometime
they wouldn't talk about
they would never, like, they're like, I don't care what goes on between us, we never going to get the kids involved in anything. And so my thing is that even if Miss Wanda wanted to, well, she worried about my baby daddy or whatever like that.
Yeah, that's where it came from. That's where it stemmed from. Worry about your own baby daddy or who's your baby daddy type of thing. That's what it was.
Right, exactly. It should have just be kept at that and like that. Like, sugar mama should have never came out of her mouth. Like, it just, because the thing is, and what's so funny is I was just looking at I don't know if it's the late. I don't think it's the latest, but I was looking at, I'm catching up on Love and Hip Hop, and Little Mendices and Yandy had this discussion about the reunion show, and he was like, it was really hard for me to look at that show to see like somebody put hands on my mother. And then he was like, when I went to school, he was like, I was getting teased, like, oh yeah, my mother and my father look at that show and we saw your mother getting da 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 da. And so it's like
his mother was the one getting it started with Yandy.
Yes, but they ended up putting hands on her.
Right.
So he was like, that was really hard for me. And so Yandy said, I didn't even think about that and how that would affect you, Mendices. He was young. And she was like, the fact that this is elementary school, that this little boy had to go through this and relive this, she's like, it's unfortunate. And so that's the thing. Like, my biggest thing is that don't think for a minute. She definitely has two kids that can Google, and or that, again, that might be, I don't know if they're in private school or homeschooled or whatever, that don't think for a minute. They're like, oh yeah, your father is so and so, and your mother is, and like, you just don't know. And so I'm like,
well, okay, so I understand all of that completely. First of all, you ain't even gonna be able to have no rational conversation like that with Ms. Wanda and say, think about how this affects the kids. Like, Ms. Wanda ain't trying to hear that. Ms. Wanda is from, you pick with me, I pick with you back. Oh, it's tick for tack, it's jab for jab. Like, Ms. Wanda not hearing nothing rational. Let's just start there. Secondly, I mean, the same thing could be said about Mel throwing the glass at Martell's. Like, the kids can Google that as well.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's the thing is and that was the other thing, is that they're already going to have to, which they know, they already know about the other woman and what has happened and why they're split, whatever, especially those girls. They know. And that's and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, all this is just doing is just adding to the pile of like things that they have to look back at and be like, dang, this was an embarrassment. Dang, my father was doing this, or dang, wait, mom, what you mean? Hold on, mom, wait a minute, mom, you okay? Well, and which
Tony, dad, why would you even say that about mom? Like, why would you say?
Exactly. And Tony actually brought up a really good thing. He said, do you think that's why Mel actually denied, or she didn't say anything about her giving fellatio to another person? He was like, do you think that she literally just thought, as a mom, I don't want my kids to be like, so mama, well, I had found out that you was,
First of all, they're gonna watch the clip, then they're gonna have to go Google fellatio, then there's a lot of research they're gonna have to do. But I mean, that could have been, or Mel could have just been like, look, I'm not about to answer this. And I mean,
yeah, I mean,
I forgot.
She doesn't have to, but we all know that you didn't forget. She gave us the answer without giving us the answer. Okay, because anytime you say you forgot about something, you ain't forget. Again,
At all.
nobody forgets when there's a ding dong in their mouth.
At all.
I don't care if you do it one time or 85 times, okay?
Right.
But
You would
anyway.
just be able to say, no, I never, not him, or yeah, but you wouldn't just be like, I forgot. I
I ain't
forgot his
know.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't forget
I
that.
forgot. I forgot was the answer. That was the yes answer.
Right.
But, but anyway, yeah. So I yes, I definitely I hear you for sure, and but like I said, I just when it comes to these kids, I just hope that everybody, because I just feel like nobody has stepped that low with any, like nobody said anything about Jalen, nobody said anything about Tisha and Marsau's kids,
Well, this isn't Miss Wanda's first time. Because remember, she said
Oh,
something about hair or something like
yes, she did, and I was just like, I said, oh my gosh, I'm like, well, how can you even, like, these kids that can't even? I was like, that's okay, Wanda, because then when you gonna be on that daggone walker, they gonna be like, hey, Miss Wanda, and then they like, you need a ride. Then they like, skirt, no, never mind. They're
yeah,
like,
Miss
oh, you so
Wanda.
sweet.
That's why I didn't even really Mel didn't even really need to go there because it's like I said, it's no getting through to Miss Wanda. It's not like you were going to confront Miss Wanda and be like, "What was all of that you were saying about my kids? That was inappropriate." Blah blah blah, and she was going to be like, "I'm sorry." Like you knew that that was never going to be the answer. Like
Yeah.
so, I don't. It just wasn't right. So anyway, from there, unless you have more to say about that specific
No.
event, so from there, Wanda basically admitted to Maurice that she did say what she said about Sugar Mama, them Melody possibly not knowing who Sugar Mama's dad is, which Sugar Mama looks exactly like Martell.
Yes.
Between between the son, which the son kind of looks like Melody too. Like sometimes he does a little face. But anyway, between the son and Sugar Mama, they look like Martell.
Yeah.
All of them look like Martell, but I'm just saying like they look the most like Martell. But so she admitted to Maurice that she said it. And so then it turned into a conversation between Marsau and Martell, a heated conversation where he was, well, all of them kind of was in a group, and they were basically kind of defending Miss Wanda, basically saying she didn't say it because initially Miss Wanda was saying that she didn't say it. I don't know if they ever saw the live or whatever. Like I said, I saw the live. And so,
No, well, Martell, I'm not Martell. Marsau admitted that he did not see it live. He was like, "Well, I
oh, okay.
didn't see it," which is why Martell said, "Well, why are you speaking on something that you have no idea?"
Right. And so Maurice was, I think, interjecting to say, no, she admitted to me that
Yeah,
she did say it. Mid conversation, I think Martell kind of like turned his back on Marsau and wasn't letting Marsau finish whatever his statement is. Marsau did not like that. And when he went to, I guess he went to grab Martell and basically, because I had to go back and like analyze what was happening because everything happened so quickly. I think he went to Martell to basically be like, I'm saying what I'm saying. You're gonna let me complete my sentence.
right.
Martell kind of was like, who you talking to? Turning around, like basically say, who you talking to? Somehow Maurice got caught in the middle, and Maurice was like, hold up, like why are you pushing me? And then Marsau jumped back, and it just was because at first for a minute I couldn't tell if it was Maurice and Martell about to fight or Marsau and Martell was about to fight until I realized that Maurice was holding Marsau.
Right.
It was a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, and even though Marcel went online and say that Maurice started it, no, I think that
This
as
place is
soon
in
yes,
place.
as soon as Martel walked away, was like, well, listen, dude, I really don't want to carry on this conversation. He should have just let him go. Like, it was no point of like, you going, because,
You're gonna
he
hear
made
what
it.
I gotta say, yeah.
Yeah, you made the comment like, well, you can walk away all you want to, but I'ma still stay. But it's just like, oh my god, that's giving so high schoolish, like, girl, like, go ahead and walk away, girl, but I'ma still say my piece. Like, it was giving real high schoolish behavior. So it's like, all right, dude, if you want to walk away, that's cool, whatever, like that. Let's just end this. Because I'm like, how do you go from talking to your wife and saying, I really don't want to go to jail because, you know, if something happens to you, then that means that I'm going to be, and this is not what we need, and whatever. Because I was like, yes, because y'all do already got some records and y'all little mug shots right online. So you're right. Um, you're going to be adding to that. But, you know, it's just like, how do we go from that to like, you know,
I think tensions was just high because, I mean, remember in the midst of them trying to have this conversation about what was said and what wasn't said, Miss Wanda comes from the back of the store and runs through the parking lot up to them, back into it. And so it just riled everything back up again.
And then gets knocked down like Humpty Dumpty. Because like, with child, when Martell said, all right, Miss Wanda, you wearing that outfit. I was like, I said, she wearing that purple outfit looking like somebody's Bonnie and Ted friend.
Because he seemed like he had like he wasn't going to really confront the situation at the time. Because he kept, like, even when Mel was kind of turning up, or the situation was kind of turning up, he still pretty much remained calm. Even to the point where he was like, you know, I know that Mel could get hood, and I know Miss Wanda's from the other side of the tracks. So
when he said the other side of the tracks, I said, oh.
So he was like, so I know this is not going to be a good thing.
That was a shady moment because you know that Tisha probably was like,
here they go with the other side of the
tracks.
And Uncle Bernard gonna be on there. Fucking Cousin Bernard gonna be something. What do you mean the other side of the track? Cousin Bernard, you know y'all from the other side of the track. Look at y'all. Look at y'all. Right. Look at y'all. Not look at y'all like your appearance, but look how y'all acting. Y'all know y'all from the other side of the tracks.
Yeah.
Don't let
I don't know. Who was that Wanda's man or new husband? Not new husband. I don't want to say new husband, but the one who was like, this is not what business is about. You said you want a business. Like, who was that? Who was like talking to her like, this is not what this is about. It was like a dark-skinned young man. He was a little, not young man. He was probably about Wanda's age, a little hefty, and he had like glasses, the sunglasses on. But yeah, he was like, no, you don't need to do this. This is not what business. He said, you said you wanted a business, and this is not like, I was like, thank you. Talk some sense into her head. Cause yeah, she just over here, you know, like.
Maybe that's some type of business partner that was supposed to get involved. I don't know. Because I don't know who that man was.
Well, child, if it was, it's a wrap. He probably was like, not with her centipede starting. I ain't investing into that food truck.
But the funny thing is, it's like you are wanting to put your food out there and you want Marsau to invest only to get into a fight. And then too, when she pulled up and was taking her thing, well, first of all, she was already there getting herself set up. And Marsau and Tisha pulled up. Tisha was like, you need some help? And Marsau was like, no, we don't have time for that. And he just, he let Miss Wanda take her own tables off the truck. I was like, okay. So
yeah, it's a lot. It was a lot. It is a lot. And
I'll tell you another. I'm sorry that I don't like that I saw today was so the whole drama, a clip from the drama was posted on the Jasmine brand today. Okay. And the headline read, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Letitia Scott's mom, Miss Wanda, picks a fight with Melody Shari, whatever her name is. Mm-hmm. I don't like that they use Tisha's name because I think it's like it baits people to talk bad about Tisha. When Miss Wanda's her own woman, she's grown. That's right. Number two, if you watch the show, you don't need to say Letitia's mother, Miss Wanda. If you watch the show, you know exactly who Miss Wanda is. Yeah. You don't have to. So I just didn't like that. I don't like that they're using it as a tool to come at Tisha. Granted, Tisha, your mama need to stay home, but I don't think that is Tisha's at fault. Like she can't control the lady, and she not about to try. And I don't think she should. I don't even think she should try to control her mom. Her mom gonna be who her mom is, but I think her mom should not be invited. Which I don't like when she goes up against Kimmy when Kimmy says, Miss Wanda can't come, and then she gets angry about that when if your mama come, how she finna
It's
act.
gonna be something,
Right. So that's different. But when Miss Wanda acts how Miss Wanda acts, you can't blame Tisha.
Yeah, the only thing that I would say, which I do know a lot of people are saying also online, is that the one thing that we do wish is that we wish that Tisha would though just simply like speak up and be like, I mean, she says some things sometimes like, well, mom, no, you can't do it, or don't do this or whatever. But like the consistency of like, listen, this is just not acceptable. You can't do this. Like I that's the only thing is that she, because her main concern was, even when it was going down, she was like, no, I can't, because I can't just sit up here and let my mother get cussed out. It's like, but your mother is wrong. You do know that, right? Like you're not keeping Cody, your mother, accountable for anything right now. Like it's not like you're saying, I'm only in the middle of this because I'm actually trying to say, mom, walk away from this situation. We don't need to have this conversation right now. It's not the right time. Let's just whatever and focus on whatever. Like she wasn't saying that. She literally was like, no, I'm right here because I don't want my mother. I'm just not going to let her stay here and get cussed out. So in turn, then if it wasn't for your husband that pulled you out, then you would have been involved in it and getting also cussed out by Mel and whomever else and whatever, which is to what Marsau was saying. Like, I know what's about to happen if you don't pull yourself out of here, because you and this girl don't get along. Y'all not friends. Y'all already had the situation at the Galentine's, whatever. So it's just going to be, whatever. So just get yourself out of the situation and let your mother handle. He was like, and then he said, I'll protect. He ended up saying, if it comes down to
Miss Wanda.
I'll protect Miss Wanda if need be.
My whole thing is, it's not even like I need to. It's not that I feel like Tisha should hold her mom accountable in that moment. I just feel like, why do you need to make a statement like, I don't even about to stand here and let my mom get cussed out? Your mother is fine. Your mother, she cusses out and she can get cussed out. That's number one. And number two, she don't have no problem holding her own. So it ain't like your mom just so prim and proper and feeble and can't do nothing. And it's like, oh my God, that nice lady, why would they just cuss her out like that? No, your mother is, she can get cut. That's the type of, that's how she rolls. So it's like she cusses out, she get cussed out, she talk about folks, she get talked about. It's like I said, it's not like she's just some old granny who just getting picked on.
The child, the fact that she was like, I'm not gonna talk to you, little girl, bring your mother in it. I said, ooh. And
Van was always coming for Van. She be ready for Van. And the reason why is because she know Van is quick with it, with the jabs and the shade and cussing out. She know Van ain't for all that and ain't about to go there. So she feel like, oh, I could just carry Van, so bring Van on. But no.
Van said she's okay. She's handling her own very well.
I said, all right. Look, I ain't about to go. Now get it started with Martell's mom. I bet she can go.
Oh, Miss Marlene.
I bet Miss Marlene can go. And Miss Marlene gonna be like, and I said it. Let her start that mess with Miss Marlene. I bet you Miss Marlene could cuss her out.
Yeah, Miss Marlene.
Marlene, like she might be from the other side too.
I know everybody online keeps saying, if she struggled with drugs and alcoholism, it was like she kind of got that look in that talk. I said, oh my God. I was like, I don't know, but maybe. Yeah, no, it's a lot, and I just, yeah. So so it'll be interesting to see how they come back from all of this. Because yeah, I think, and like I was sharing with Tony, I said, I think that even though I do believe that it was not the best time for Mel to approach Wanda, I think that what we have seen and what Mel has given us over the past couple of years is that she's been this very, I don't want to say reserved, because anytime that she's needed to speak up, she's spoken up, but it's given very much so like okay, y'all are, you guys will continue to like say something, and I think personally, I just think that the pressure of like, I'm trying to remain, because let's just be truth be told, she probably has the most on the line than anybody else. She's one of the executive producers. One, she also has a lot of sponsorship and branding that she is, for companies that she's a part of. She also has her own show. Shout out to Mel, being a director of her own show that she actually has herself. So I think that she's like, listen, I know that I have a lot on the line, and I think that she has been consistent at building her brand and building, would say herself as her brand, that she's been very cautious about what she does, what she says. And I just think that with this season, I just feel like she's like, I can give like 0 F's, because at this point, like, y'all have been, saying little thing, whether it's been online, whether I've heard about it through whatever, because that's the thing. It's not just about what we see on the show. So much happens on, like, the daggone show be continuing online so much. You like be having to keep up with it. Like, dang, did you hear this? Did you see this? Did you see that they said this? So I just think that she's just at a point where she's like, forget all of this. Like, I'm letting all of that go. I don't care about whatever. If I lose it all, which I don't think she wants to lose it all, but I feel like she's probably like, at this point, I'm good. Like, she pulled up in, first of all, okay, yeah, she pulled up in a G-Wagon. So we know that she over here making some money. You got a 6-figure? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she,
Not just a regular one, a gold. The gold one is.
No, that's Stormy's car.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah,
gonna say that one. Hers is white.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was like, because when they had did the thing, the whatever, it was like, I was like, okay, with the gold G-Wagon, and I was like, oh, Stormy and her husband are coming out of that. And then Mel came with Martell in the white G-Wagon. But yeah, so but like I said, people, they what you call them, the taxes, they write off those, you can write off a G-Wagon. So but yeah, so I just feel like it's just she's trying she has tried very hard over the years to keep a consistent, to help herself as she has branded herself to be the face of XYZ. And I think that she's over it at this point. I think that anybody that wants it, she's like, this is what y'all want, which is sad, because that's not what this show should really be about. Like, I would love to see, like, truth be told, like, as Mel most likely being the most successful one on that show, we have yet to see, like, what Mel, the only thing from last part of the first half is that she went to Stormy's warehouse, because she's got her
products.
I was about to say Sheba Sheree.
I think hers is called 7th Avenue or something like that.
Yes, right. Her skincare line or whatever like that. So yeah, but like, that's been it. Like, everything else, yes, we see the job. We see she's in her own home and all that. That's, that's good. But like, we haven't seen like Mel, like, with business deals. We haven't seen any of that. It's been like either Martell drama or her and the girls drama. And it's just like, come on, like, or Miss Wanda, whatever. But I don't know, like,
one thing I will say is she has a cult following. Like, those millimeters, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Millimeters, they like the Beehive. Like, they support her. They don't, right, wrong, or indifferent. They go hard. I be reading those comments sometime, and I be like, Mel was definitely wrong in different situations. And those somehow on Tisha in there. Actually, the first half of the season, they wasn't really feeling Kimmy, and Kimmy was being messy. Like, they go hard for Mel. They be like, no, Mel wasn't wrong. I don't care what you said. I don't care if you said, I don't care if Mel rolled her G-Wagon through the front window of MaDonni. There was a reason why she did it. Like, they don't care. Like, they really, like I said, it's like the Beehive or the Navy, or what else? The Barbs, all of them, the millimeters, they go hard for Melody.
Yeah. I mean, and I mean, I won't say rightfully so, but I feel like she's definitely shown herself to be. I feel like
she definitely she's not the same to me.
She can have her thing, but I feel like it's a lot of people that I just feel like, And especially since I've been doing some research that I've heard about, like, who, even her whole thing of like coming on this show and kind of like why she brought the Scots on and all this stuff, like, there's some interesting history with all of them that, like, truth be told, yeah, which is also, yeah, why Mr. Marsau probably was like, this is our boss. I know that, like, we don't like her or that we don't whatever, but we need to, this is like, we still got some homage, or we still have some whatever, because there's definitely some history. I'm gonna continue doing my like homework, but like there's some
Well,
things
my understanding is that things she knew, there was things were coming to light about her and with regards to her and Martell and their relationship. Things were falling apart with their the comeback crew, but she still wanted to proceed with the show anyway. From my understanding, is that she was, still trying to persuade Kimmy, at least from Kimmy's interview, that she still wanted them to, like, she really kind of was putting the press on them, like, we should do it, even though she kind of knew, she kind of had an inkling that, like I said, about what was going on with Martell and his cheating, and that the comeback crew were not really getting along. And so she knew that there was that it was likely that it might fall apart. So, but she still wanted to do it. So,
yeah,
I don't know if she like, look, I'm looking out for myself, and I know that this has been the ghosting way, and I'm trying to be a brand and go places. So yeah, we're gonna do this, or what the case was. But
yeah, I mean, I definitely think that she is, when it comes to, like, she's definitely business savvy and very smart, and she knows how to make moves for sure. But yeah, I don't know, like, I definitely, there's a lot there that some history that they there's some history there. And I feel like I said, I feel like she's been definitely holding her own the best that she could. And I mean, a public divorce, if it wasn't public, would she still be married to Martell? I don't know.
maybe not with that baby, but I think just the whole cheating, she may still be married to him.
Yeah, I'm not really, I'm not really sure. Because for her, I think that it's more important, unfortunately, which I do not agree that women should do, but they think about their kids, and, like, I don't want to see my kids grow up. It's like that parent guilt of, I didn't grow up with mom, dad, and I said to myself that I would make sure that we would break this generational curse of, and so now, but so I think that's probably more of that. But I'm glad that she has walked away from, because she doesn't, Mel can have any man she wants. Like, truth be told, she doesn't really. But I'll say this: I think I'm grateful that she's taking her time when it comes to the whole dating thing. I hope that by the time that she does find somebody, she actually will be off the show, because I don't think that she should invite anybody. If she does, then I think that she should do her own show. Like, have Carlos have her do her own show. Like, not a part of this. Like, because at this point, which is why I'm saying, like, we're not seeing Mel who we first started off with in the other seasons. We're seeing more Mel of, like, just messiness and drama that she really doesn't have to be a part of if she just exes left. And that's the thing. That's what I also see a lot of people say. They're like, Mel, just get off the show. Like, at this point, like, you're a successful woman. You really don't need that show anymore. She doesn't.
She likes it. The fame that comes with it. She ain't going nowhere.
I mean, probably, but I feel, that's what I'm saying. I feel like she could still have that same thing if she was like, if Carlos was. I mean, since Carlos is taking over the daggone own brand anyway.
I don't know about having the same thing, but I'm sure she, like I said, those millimeters go hard. So I'm sure she would have a successful show. Now, the same thing and as successful, I'm not sure. And I mean, why change something that's here and already doing, that's working apparently? I mean, I believe, I'm pretty sure that Love and Marriage Huntsville is the #1 rated show on. So it's like, why change it if it's working? Like, but I mean, she could branch out on her own. Do I think it wouldn't be the same? As much as people say, I thought this show was about successful Black couples and how they doing being successful, which it was and is, and this show is just trash now and all of that. As much as people, for every one person that says that, 10 times the people are watching it for the drama. Like people just like it. People just like the drama. Sadly, it makes for a better, more interesting show. And once the drama stops and they just start showing them just doing their business and doing this and that, the ratings are not going to be the same.
Right. And I definitely think that it is kept up through the online, like all of the vloggers and everybody that's talking about everything that's happening when, rather Arian posted something about Martell posted something about Melanie, then Melody goes live and talks about, like, it's definitely kept up with, like, there's really no other show I feel like that's like reality TV that does that. Like,
it's like 24 hours, 7-day a week show, because even when the actual show is not on TV, something's going on social media and behind the scenes.
Right.
They always, it's like, how I don't know if you've ever watched Big Brother, but how Big Brother has the actual show, but then you can watch what's going on in the house. Yeah, it's like that. It's like something's always, it's like you almost have to tune in and follow them or tune into social media to even know what's going on when you watch the show, because it's always related. This is the first show that I've ever seen that is more going on like social media. They have a social media show and the real actual show.
Right.
Always something going on.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I don't know. I think that it could. I think that if we gave it a chance, it might not necessarily be as big as Huntsville, but because, like you said, she has her, in a sense, beehive. I think that they would tune in and being like, oh, we gonna make sure that this show is like number one, and if it ain't number one, it's gonna be number two because we love you. Right. So I think that it would be what you call it. Like I said, it would be great. Just to be like, and because she has her thing with like how she parents. Like, I don't know, I would definitely tune in. I love positive, especially seeing positive Black families that are successful. And again, I think that, but every life has some form of drama, so I wouldn't think that it would be like just her drama is definitely going to be most likely with Martell. Right. Like, so even if it is like more focused on her successes and how she's raising the kids and all that stuff, I think that for sure that we'll have, because like her wisdom, I think is Mariah. Is it Mariah the oldest one? Mm-hmm. And then you have is it MaDonni? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Milani's a little spicy. Sugar Mama, she got her thing. Like, I think that they would be fun to watch as a family. Like,
Mariah and MaDonni. What's Sugar Mama's real name?
I forgot. We just call her Sugar Mama. But yeah. So yes, I don't know. I think that it would definitely be but yeah, no, she so so that's what I said. I really want her to actually leave the show. Would I still watch it? I mean, I would still watch it, but and that's the other thing is what is Mel? I mean, what is Huntsville without Mel? That's the thing. If she did leave, like, where are the fans going to go? They're like, oh, she not.
I mean, I think it's perfect the way it is. Actually, I wouldn't. If Kimmy left, I wouldn't watch it. If Tisha left, I wouldn't watch it. If Melody left, I wouldn't watch it. I just, if any of, like I said, the Power 3 couples, and I hate to keep referring to Mel and Martell as a couple, but the original 6, if any of them left, I wouldn't watch it anymore. Because I mean, it works with all of them to me. Like I say, even Letitia.
Yeah, see, I can deal without. I mean, Marsau with his little, his little sarcasm, would probably be missed. But I can deal without T. She's dry to me. And she just irks me.
Well, so is Kimmy. Kimmy's dry too, but Kimmy's still my
But
favorite.
but
Tisha,
Kimmy,
I think Tisha, she is something. Tisha brings something,
I
whatever it
don't think
is.
Kimmy
I
dry.
like it, and I wouldn't watch it if she
I
was
don't think
gone.
Kimmy's right. I think that Kimmy is like the voice of reason. She makes sense. She's probably the voice of reason out of that whole show that makes people think like, before you do this, I think you should think about this or what's going on. Like,
And
I think, and I don't really feel like you have where Mel can come in and be that voice of reason from time to time. It's the consistency has definitely been Kimmy. So I think that she definitely would be a missing. With Tisha, I don't I don't know what she brings besides ding dong energy. That's just me. And I know, and this is the thing, like you say that there's male, actually it may not be as big as mailman, but you definitely got some people. Everybody always gotta say something about Tisha, leave Tisha alone, Tisha fine, Tisha. No, I'm sorry. She gives me ding dong energy, and
leave Tisha
she
alone.
she does. I'm like, I can do without it. Like, again, your husband can come on from time to time and do whatever so that he can have his little funny moments. But like, it's there's nothing there. Like, she's just
I
a beautiful girl. Like,
I
but like
think
there's nothing.
that she's starting to lean. She leans into it a little bit of like that people think that she doesn't know anything. But I actually think that Tisha's probably really, really smart. I think she's really, really smart. And
And if
I
she
think
is, she should stop giving
she's
off.
starting to lean into that personality a little bit on the show as the um what I compared it to is like Braxton Family Values, where like the voice of reason kind of was like Tawanda. Like she
Mm-hmm.
always was kind of neutral with everybody. So like Kimmy and the Tisha was like the Tamar, like a baby sister. You gotta coddle her. You got like, girl, get it together. Like, what are you talking about? Why would you let somebody? Why would you? That's what Tisha gives me. Not as loud as Tamar, of course, but
Right.
it's like almost like the baby sister. It's like, girl,
Yeah, maybe that's why then I because I can't. I don't know, especially with grown women. There's something about that type of energy I can't stand. I just be like, you need to grow up. Like,
yeah, like that,
yeah,
like
I
grow
think
up
that
type of
that bothers
situation,
me. Yeah, that
right?
bothers me. I'm just like, you're a grown woman. Like, this you have like, and then it's like not just a grown woman, but like you're a grown woman, a wife, a mother. Like, you're not telling me that you're not making certain decisions as like, if you can make a decision as a family to do this and not do this, then what's going on up there that you're not able to make a conscious decision or this type of decision about this? Like, I don't understand it. But yeah, anyway, off of that one. So so yeah, so yes, y'all, it was a lot. I don't think we've had a show this in like this long in a minute. But you guys let us know in the comment section, like, what are your thoughts? Like, what did you think of this week's episode? Who was right? Who was wrong?
Are you a
Chat.
millimeter or are you a Tisha tender?
Not Tisha or a Wanda crew gang. Because
Are
Jack,
you from the other side of the tracks?
because see, this is the thing. Like, I feel like without, and this is like, so this is the thing. I could actually deal without both Marsau and Tisha, but you would have to keep Miss Wanda. Like, somebody in her clue,
Miss
you would
Wanda
have
could
to
go. I'm over.
you
I'm done with Miss Wanda
you
actually.
could keep. But yeah, no, but I could definitely deal without her until I see her like really bring something to me. Like, I mean, but
I see they didn't got rid of cousin what's her face?
yeah, I did see
Wanda's little niece.
mm-hmm.
What's her name?
I forgot her name.
Yeah. I see
Yeah.
she ain't on it no more. I thought she was trying to wiggle her way into the cast, but I see Tisha and Marcel say no.
Yeah, she what I mean, that is what it is. Yeah, it's all good. I like I said, I think that I think that she must have let out a little too much truth in the family secrets that they were like, no, 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 girl, that was not the agreement. And you just went over here and just opened up your mouth and whatever. So, and then they were said, and then Carlos said, all right, well, you want to go? And she was like, no, I did what I had to do. I'll see y'all later.
I think they must have both knew secrets about each other because Marsau was definitely giving
Kiki.
Kiki. Yeah, I think she was giving, should I go there? And Marsau was saying to her husband at the same time, should I go there? So I think they both probably was like, okay, so we're just going to leave you out because we don't want to air either one of our dirty laundries. But all of that, let us know all of that in the comments.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, but apparently there's, like I said, there's a lot that is going on allegedly with these Scott brothers and
Crazy Mark. Y'all know Crazy Mark? What did Van see in Crazy Mark? Y'all, what was Van thinking?
I don't know.
Van, I mean, you're a thick woman, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But you're beautiful, and you seem intelligent. Like Mark, don't get me wrong. Mark looks like he is handsome, but
he looks just like Marsau and Maurice mixed together.
Yeah, he does. But he a little off his rock. He a little mentally unstable. I don't know what Van. I guess they was putting them long nights at Scope. And
but like she did say that he was moving real fast, and she was like, hold on, wait a minute. So she must have bust them thickety thighs open for him, and he was like, Miss Van, like, I can't get enough of this right here. And she was like, okay, well, I thought we was just having fun. And he was like, no, I'm trying to lock it down. And she
knew they wouldn't have no fun anytime they talking about the lady was paying the child support now. Miss Van, but you know what? They say when the man be a little cray, the penis be good. So maybe that's what it was. Because Miss Van, I just can't see it. His elevator don't go all the way to the top.
Yeah, there's something going on. Which with all of them daggone Scott's brothers is off. All of them. They off. Like Maurice is the only one, but some things I'll be looking at Maurice like now, like I don't know, Maurice. So
it looked like Lewis losing weight and Maurice gaining it all.
Lewis is stressed, child. Tiffany's stressing his little tail feather out. And we ain't even seen them. I guess they wasn't invited to because I definitely thought that Destiny and what's that girl's name? Tiffany was cool. So she must didn't get an invite.
Tiffany must have had a meeting.
He probably was like, when do you want this to be? Me to come, Destiny? Oh, it's gonna be, oh no, I have a prior they can do it. So anyway, y'all, it's been real. Again, show us some love by loving up on that like button and subscribing, and of course share. And like we said, leave us some love, leave us some comments, engage with us. Let's hear what y'all thoughts are about this whole crazy messy boots.
Yeah, we've been getting some views. Y'all comment, let us know what you think.
Yes,
I like it. Yeah.
So all right, y'all, peace.